Hello and welcome to one more session of Creative Writing with Artful Scribe, Hampshire Young Writers. Today what we're going to do is look at the Selfie poem. Yes, you've heard that right. So we are going to take a selfie of ourselves, and that could be either you can do it with a grown-up's phone with their permission, or you could take a picture of yourself if you have one in your room, a school photo, a birthday party photo of yourself, whatever. So a picture of yourself. And we are going to create a portrait in pictures, and then we are going to write a selfie poem. So before we do that, let me show you some examples of self-portraits. And we are going to look at a very famous artist who is, world-renowned artist. And I'm sure you've heard of him or maybe seen pictures by him. So I'm just going to take you to, let's have a look, the Selfie poem, and we are going to look at Picasso. So Pablo Picasso was a very famous artist, and he was born in Spain but lived most of his adult life in France. And he had different styles of painting and drawing. As you can see here, this is Picasso's self-portrait when he was 18 years old. And then look at his picture here when he's 25 years old. Look how the style has changed. Very simple lines and simple coloring, but it really gives you a sense of who he was, isn't it? And then look at this one where he was 90. So Picasso at 90 years old had even, that's a really interesting picture he's done of himself, and you can see his age and his expression. It tells you a lot about him, doesn't it? So similarly, have a think and have a go at making your own picture. And there are different styles here that you can see. You can do whatever you like. So remember that you can pause the video at any time and get all your stuff, your paints, your pencils, your brushes, your paper, and you can pause the video and do a selfie picture of yourself. And when you've finished, you can come back and play it again, and we'll move on to the next activity. So now that you've done your selfie portrait, let's start writing your own selfie poem. And I'm going to take you through the steps. And remember that as you are doing it, if you're doing it along with me, then remember to pause the video so that you can think about what you're writing and then put it to paper. So step one would be to write your first name. And once you've thought and written it, you can pause and write and then move on to the next step. The step two would be to write 3 adjectives or describing words that describe you. So what are you like? Funny, crazy, whatever. I am this, this, and this. So 3 adjectives or describing words. If you're really having a hard time thinking about what you're like, maybe you could ask somebody in your family, what are you like? Maybe not a good idea to ask an older brother or sister. You don't want to know what they might have to say about you, do you? So ask mum, dad, or grandmom, whoever, someone who'll say nice things about you. Next, write 2 or 3 things you love doing at home. So I love whatever. What are you doing at the moment and what are you enjoying? Are you baking? Are you doing your maths homework? Are you playing football? What do you like doing? So 3 things. Remember again, anytime you need to pause the video, you can do that and think about what you need to write. Step 4, write 3 things you'd like to do in the future when things go back to normal. So we are all sitting at home and being very busy at home at the moment, but what would you like to do once you are able to get out there and just go back to your usual routine? What is the first thing or the first 3 things that you would really love to do? So here is an example of a selfie poem, and this is by Miku. And it says, Miku, I am artistic, funny, and cool. I love drawing, playing football, and baking now. I like to meet my friends, go back to school, and go to the park. I am Miku. Here's another way to write an I am poem or a selfie poem. So you can take a sheet of paper and then you can color it, make these different lines and fill them up with different colors. And then you can do the same poem if you like, or think of more words to describe you and the things you love doing. So 2 different ways of doing selfie poems. I hope you will enjoy this and do share it with us when you have written something. Until then, keep writing.